Hey, what's happening, guys? It's Jamie. It is March 12th, I believe, Saturday. I'm just doing a quick video going into the next week. Just talking about something I'm looking at. It's not a suggestion for you to buy or sell. It's just middle-aged data for just kind of sharing what he's doing. So Upstart is one I've been looking at. A lot of times people make suggestions to me. I'll check them out and make a decision. I'm not telling you to get into this, but I think this company is undervalued from what I can see, and there's a lot of upside. So using Webull, this is just one of the places I don't trade it here, but it's just a chart that I'll use to kind of check out the price action, so to speak. But if you look at analysts, I mean, you can find this information on most platforms. The analysts, there's 10 analysts here that put it as a buy, and the current value is at 100 or just under that, with an average range of 213. You can check out tip ranks. I learned that one from Larry Jones. Talking about Larry Jones, I like him. I always try to give a shout out to a YouTuber that I feel like offers some really good information. It's consistent. So I'll just kind of take a little bit. In my career of what I do, I became successful from learning from other people that were successful versus the people that weren't. And I would, even if I liked them, didn't like them, I would just say, oh, I really like the way they do that. They're successful. And I would kind of assimilate that and put it into my own practice. So I kind of took that same principle process and looked at YouTubers in a certain category. If it was cryptocurrencies, options, real estate, and I would listen to them and try to pull some good information out. And anybody that becomes better at something is through practice and listen to somebody that's more successful than you are or I am. So anyway, this 213 average or whatever I'm pretty sure tip rank is going to be similar. An average price of around 210, 220, 215. And then if you look at, let's see here, company. Oh, hang on. Go back to analysts. Sorry about that, guys. All right. So over here at the bottom, you can see here the support and resistance lines. Right now, this is historic. Back here it's pretty tight. It's getting wider and wider, and it pulls down here. Right. And now this company's been buying back shares. There's a lot of upside. Right. So I don't know if it's going to go back to all-time highs of 400, but I'm looking for around 200. So if I can average in around 100. Give or take, then obviously the lower my cost, the more opportunity there is, and I'll hold it for a while. So I've been looking at rental arbitrage stuff as well as just continue to add assets with some of the guys in my group, my some inner circle friends, where we're like, hey, let's go buy some stuff every 3 months to 6 months, as I think that's the way to go, in my own opinion. So, but the rental arbitrage thing I was really interested in, but it's going to basically cost you, from what I'm hearing, between 10 and 20 grand on average, sometimes less, sometimes more. But I don't own the apartment. I'm renting somebody else's apartment, and they're letting me re-rent it, or if that's a re-rent it, but rent it out to someone else and make a profit. But I have to pay first and last of security. I have to run the risk of things happening at the place, and if it's not occupied, I'm just paying for that monthly expense. And then I got to furnish it and put security and stuff like that. So if I spend 20 grand, 10 grand, I still don't own anything. But if I was to buy $10,000 worth of Upstart, for example, let me go back over here. And in Robinhood, I like trading options. I like the way it works. So I have 10 shares right now at 109. I went up to 118 or 119. I didn't sell. I was just waiting to see what happens. So, if it's around $100, I think when I looked at the chart here, it had gone down as low as $75. It's kind of frozen right now. Oh, there we go. So you can see I put a little line there. So if it gets back in that 86, 85 range, obviously I would like to own it cheaper, right? And there's more upside. But I'm just waiting to see what happens. So I want to get in. I'm going to keep adding 10 or 20 shares. I don't want to go over 100 shares, but that's where I would be. So my risk is basically going to be around $10,000. But for every week or month, or let's say week, and then average out for month that I own it, I'm going to sell covered calls. Okay, and I just want to show you what that is. So if I had 100 shares today, going into next week, and on Monday I said, all right, I'm willing to sell my 100 shares at $100 a share, and I'll make $5. So at $5 a share, if I was able to fill that contract, there's 184 people that are interested. Ooh, come on. And then there's 734 volume last time it was updated. So if I went, okay, let me sell the spread there is pretty tight, right? It's between 470 and 495. So if I got filled, just for argument's sake or illustration purposes, I had one contract at 482, 4.82, I'd make $482. All right, so if you take that math, yeah, and I'm not a Rain Man math, right? He's going 20, I can't do that, but if I take $482 times 52 weeks and I divide it by 12, I make roughly $2,000, $2,100 a week. A little bit less, a little bit more, depending where you get filled and what you're willing to take. Now, in a $5 spread, if I kept doing that, and there's no guarantees that that's going to happen that way, I also make that $500, and I lose the shares. But if it doesn't get filled, I still have the shares, whether it's up or down, and that $5 to $10 spread maybe that you might pick. I mean, that's usually what I would look at. Then that's what I'm going to make every week. So if I went to a rental arbitrage, if I was going to diversify and try that out, that strategy, I kind of rather own the shares with an upside of 200, which means the probabilities of making that $5, $10 before I did sell, I get my money back. I take a profit of $1,500 to $2,500 or more, and if I can do that monthly, right, that's a pretty good return on investment. So if that strategy works, and then you can multiply it, just like having 10 rental units or 40 rental units times whatever that number is, right? So times 15, I don't know, you're making 30 grand a month, times 5, you're making 10 grand a month. So whatever it is, that's what I'm looking at. That is what I'm going to try to do with these type of stocks where I see an upside, where I can make sell the premiums, which is more probable of guarantee. Like, you're going to lock in that $400, $500 no matter what happens with the stock, because that premium is yours to keep, regardless of the value of the stock. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm looking at, and I guess that's what I have to share going into the week. Okay, guys, I'll see you next time. Have a good weekend. Bye.